Hello everyone, my name is Marquise Reeves, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a program that really brought forth an inspiration for video editing. And we'll start back from the beginning. So, being a gamer, who really enjoys recording their gameplay. When I was younger, I always wanted to put it on YouTube. And I had no experience with video editing. Nor did I really know how to work, programs. Fortunately, I had a friend of mine named Tony, and I went to his house. He was huge in video editing. He used stuff like iMovie, Windows Movie Maker, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And he taught me how to go about video editing, what it is and all that other stuff. Well, his parents came home on the same day, funny enough, and they brought through Sony Vegas Pro. It's just like a nice $500, sometimes $600 program, video editing software. He didn't want it, and that was because he was more comfortable with Windows Movie Maker. So what happened was he gave it to me. After teaching me a little bit about things here and there, not really full-on tutorials, he gave it to me, and that is where I started experimenting with Sony Vegas Pro. So I went home, downloaded it on the computer, got everything all set up, and really just got into the basis of the program. Now, going over to the UI, I have no experience. I had no experience in video editing, so I was sitting there like, well, what is this? What is all this on the screen? And it was really confusing. So, one of the major problems that happened, that I had to overcome was I had to figure out how to video edit. I had to learn how to utilize the program and how to do everything. So, I went to YouTube and all these other like crazy Vegas Pro tutorials and all these other things, and really that helped me to go through and get everything I needed, and so that way I could learn everything. So once I was able to get everything down, we go into here's like an example of what it would look like when you're editing. I get into this, I start putting together the audio, I put together, I splice things up and, have all these different things. But then came another issue, was editing in different, texts, different effects. This right on here on this, you see you have a pan crop, and it's... For me at the time, I was 14. I didn't really know anything about this, so I had to do a lot of trial and error. And that was the next issue, which was all trial and error and trying to keep the focus on, not on doing all of this. And really, how I overcame that is just not giving up. I kept doing it. I was frustrated consistently, but in the end, I managed to get through it. And let me tell you, being able to use Vegas Pro for editing and, putting up everything that I could, I was able to put out, videos on YouTube, my walkthroughs of like Resident Evil 2 and stuff like that. It was just really cool. It made me feel good. It's really satisfying when you complete something that you were so frustrated on, and it just... got me right there. Like now I have these up. And really, it's... At the end of the day, it's this video editing software really, handling Sony Vegas, getting to use it, it just opened up a whole new world to me. And it was so cool to be able to sit down and do all this. But before I finish all of this off, I really want to challenge everyone. And it doesn't matter what you're, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Video editing, level designing, it doesn't matter what you're doing. What I challenge everyone to do is not to give up. Because you're going to get frustrated when you're working on all of these big things. It doesn't even matter. Any project that you're working on, you're going to go through so much frustration. But it's worth it. The frustration is worth it because that end product that comes out from it, whatever you do, you've succeeded. You've really succeeded, and it really makes everything worth it in the end. So really, I challenge everyone just to keep on pushing, to not give up. The frustrations are worth it in the end. So thank you all for listening. I hope everyone has a nice day, and keep on pushing.